Hello, hello, hello. Marietta back with another video. Y'all know what? I just got back from the city, right? People are so cruel and so wicked. I took my son to his regular doctor's appointment. So then we stopped to the store so that we could go in and get us a snack. Why this black woman looks at me and asks me where you get him from? Those of y'all that know my son is Caucasian. I was so mad because of the fact that how you just gonna point your finger in my face and ask me where I get him from, as if I had no right to have him, as if I had no right to be walking around with a Caucasian child. I can't have a child of a different race because it offends you. She was so offended, y'all. I mean, she was so offended to the point where the man in the store, he said, I think that's right, rude. I don't know why you think it's rude. I just asked where she got him from. I said, ma'am, I said, could you please let me and my son just get what we came to get and leave? I said, because I don't want no trouble. God knows I don't want no trouble. I said, this is my child. I love him. It does not matter to me what color he is. I said, what walks of life he come from. I said, he needed a mother and God gave me him to mother him. I said, and remember, our God is a mother to the motherless. So therefore, he had no mother, so God gave him one. He had no one to take care of him, so God gave him to me to take care of. And I'm very sorry if that offends people. See, and this is why you got to protect yourself and you got to protect your children. You got to protect the children. A child does not have to look like you for you to be a mother to that child. And just because a mother gives birth, a woman gives birth, don't make her a mother. I just have to say it and call a thing because that was really very offensive and very ignorant of her to say, where you get him from? I mean, she was so mean about where did you get him from? Like, she was so pressed and so mad. And I was like, ain't that something? Ain't that something? I've raised children of all walks of life. My family is the most colorful, beautiful family you're ever going to see. We have a plethora of different shades of white, black, brown, whatever in the family. Different races are all in the family. I mean, all the way from, I guess, Philippine, white, black, Indian. It's all through the family. But we got to get to a place where we stop getting people out in public and feel as though that you can disrespect them just because they have a child of a different race. That child deserves a mother. That child deserved a life. That child needed somebody, and I was here. I was available, ready, willing, and able to do what God has called me to do. I keep telling y'all, I am not no preacher. Let's get that cleared up first. I am not no preacher. I am a woman that loves the Lord. I speak about God because I was raised in the church. My mother raised me right. She took me to the church when I was 13 years old, and I began to learn God's ways for my life. And he never taught me to be racist. He never taught me to look at a person's skin. He always taught me to help and be a helper where I could possibly be a helper. So for somebody to look at me and ask me, where did I get this child from? Because he's a Caucasian child, and because he don't look like they think that he should look to be walking around with me, it's so offensive. I get looks like that even from white women. They'll look me up and down. Black women look me up and down. They will look me up and down in the Walmart like as if I stole the child, or at least I got a runaway or something of that nature with me. I am so sorry that the world is in this chaos the way it is, but I'm more sorry that people are so colorblind and so disrespectful to the point where they do not feel that they can be a caregiver or a mother or just a husband or wife to somebody of a different race. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. And I just feel as though that I need to make a video about it. Why? Because I love my son. Me and my son go a lot of places together. I don't film him a lot because he does not like to be on film. I film him very little. And even I did a few videos with him only if he asked me to, and then I locked them up. I put them on for members only, just for that reason, because I know people have a lot of to say that's negative when they see a black woman moving with a white man, or a white man moving with a black woman, or a white woman moving with a black child, or a black child moving with a white. It's just so disgusting. I don't live like that. I don't live my life like that. I don't look at him like that. I don't look at nobody like that. I love people. I'm a people person. I was raised to love people for who they are. I was raised to be a blessing to whoever God puts in my path to bless. And then that's how I get my blessings. The more you bless people, the more people will bless you. When I talked to God about coming to South Carolina, when God told me he was bringing me to South Carolina, I did not know that I was going to be bringing a child with me. I was doing foster care, and I shut the foster care home down, where everybody had somewhere to go but my son, the son that I have right now. Everybody had a home. I had already had this young man from the time he was 8, and 3 years, when 2020 came, I shut the foster care home down because I did not want to get sick, and so many elderly people were dying from COVID. So I wanted to just go my way and go on about my business and go and live the rest of my life however God chose for me to live it. Well, at that point, God had a plan. Well, there was no one to take him, so God spoke to me and said, take him with you. I'd already had this young man for 3 years. I am an introvert anyway, so it wasn't like I was going to be all over the place. I was going to be in the house anyway. And I'd already taken care of him for 3 years, and he came into care. He was so sick. But at that point, I did not question God. I did not question God. I said, God, if it's your will that I take him with me, then I will adopt him and take him with me. That was the only way I could bring him with me, was for me to adopt him. And it may not have been my plan, but it was God's plan. And it worked out beautiful. It worked out beautiful because here we stand. That was when he was 8. Here we stand now, this month right here. This young man's getting ready to be 17 years old. He's almost to an adult. And I hear the Spirit of the Lord saying, well done. But yet I see my own people standing looking me in my face. And they want the tea. They want something bad to come out of it. They want to hear the dirt. They want to hear something, it just doesn't make any sense to me. It does not make any sense to me. It does not make any sense to me for you to be that grown to try to get somebody out in public and think you're going to be disrespectful about something that you could just went your way and kept your mouth shut and kept it moving. But in this day and time, you got to be careful with people, because I told y'all, mental illness is on an all-time high. Mental illness is on an all-time high. And I love the Lord, I love my son, and I love people. It doesn't matter what color you are, don't matter at all to me. If God tells me to help you, if God lays it on my heart to help you, I'm going to help you. And I don't care who got something to say about it. That's just the way I move. So I keep trying to tell people, you cannot just walk up on people and say what you want to say, however you want to say it, and think that that's going to be okay, because that's not okay. That's not okay. Because that's my son, and I would defend him at all costs. That is my son. I love him. God gave him to me, and I will raise him until God says my time is done. So when that time is time for me to close my eyes, he will always be my son, because I adopt him. He also carries my last name. So to God be the glory. That's all I can say about that. But if y'all are encountering things like this when you out, if you ever encountered any things like this, you may have a Caucasian child. You may be a African-American woman, or you may be a Caucasian woman and you have an African-American child. Do you encounter these type of things? Do you get people looking you up and down like as if something strange has happened onto you just because of the fact that you decide to be a helper to somebody else? You decide to raise a child that did not look like you. It's a blessing to me. It's truly a blessing. Why? Because I get to learn his ways. I get to learn the things that he likes, and he gets to see how I live. And him being autistic is even that much beautiful, because they say autism, I say awesome, because my baby has been awesome from the day he came into care. For 8 years old, I have never regretted caring for him, not one day, not one day, not one day. He has been such a joy. Does that mean that he's been perfect? No. Does that mean he doesn't give me no trouble? No. That just means that we have worked through each other's differences. That just means that I love him enough that I don't see him the way the world might see him. I don't see him as an autistic child. I see him as a regular child living a regular life, and he got challenges just like anybody else. Because if the truth be told, I think everybody got a little something going on with them in this world, PTSD or something. And if you ain't got none, trust and believe, you keep living long enough, you may have something. Because I'm trying to tell you, when God puts together, let no man put it under, because of the fact that this young man is doing just fine. He's doing just fine. He's doing just fine. He's being raised right. He's well taken care of. And just because he's Caucasian does not mean he does not deserve to have a decent life and a decent home. And that's what God gave him. A decent life and a decent home. And I just thank God for that. I thank God for that. And I'm sorry if it just offends people. I'm sorry if they are in a place where they're carrying a bunch of hatred and a bunch of rage for other races. I don't live my life like that. I'm not part of that group. I'm not part of that at all. I don't like it. I don't like the way it feels. I don't like the The stigmatism behind it, I just do not like it. I was not raised like that. I was raised to love people. I was raised to take care of people. I was raised to be there and do the best I can by people. And if I can't help them, God knows I don't want to hurt them. If I can't help them have an amazing day, I'm not going to be the reason why their day is destroyed. That's just not who I am. I just don't do that. I just don't do that. And it's a shame that we got so many grown people. I mean, people that are calling themselves grown, that are out here all day long looking for who they can devour. That's what Satan does. Satan does. And Satan will use whoever let him. Satan will use whoever let him, but God will also use whoever he chooses. So I just thank God for God giving me the spirit of love, giving me a spirit to be a blessing, to give me a spirit of wanting to help somebody, and giving me a spirit of just wanting to be that resting place, in him. Because I just thank God for that. But for that woman to look at me and say, where you get him? Who is he? I'm like, man, my gosh, I'm trying to tell you, but I ain't let her take me out my spot, y'all. I didn't get all ignorant, get all out of control, because I just laugh sometimes to myself. But I had to give her a straight face to let her know that there's boundaries you don't cross. There are just certain boundaries you just don't cross. You just don't. You just don't. Because where I got him from was none of your business, nor none of your concern. You didn't have to feed him every day. You ain't got to clothe him. You ain't got to feed him. You ain't even much had to look at him no more after I got out of the store 5 seconds out of your face. That would have been ball game. So like I tell people, I'm human just like anybody else. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a preacher. I never told nobody I was a preacher. I am a woman that loves the Lord, that loves speaking life into other people. But as far as to deal with that, that's why I don't even hardly deal with the brick and mortar buildings, because of the fact that I don't deal with stuff like that. I don't deal with stuff like that because they too nosy. They want to be all up in your business. And it's not everybody. Don't get me wrong, so don't come for me in the comments. But that did kind of piss me off. It did make me mad, y'all. And I'm human. I got a right to be mad. Just get in my son's face and tell me who he is. God gave me him to protect, and I'm going to protect him at all costs. So what y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about dealing with grown people that want to attack you because you have a Caucasian child, or you have a child of a different race, or because they're racist and they're mad because you're not? It just behoves me. I guess we're gonna see a lot of that. The tension is rising out here in these streets, y'all. But y'all be safe and y'all be careful, and I will be the same. Y'all pray for me. I'm gonna be just fine. Me and my son gonna be just fine. We're gonna continue to keep doing what God has called us to do, because our mission is not over, and we're gonna continue to keep going places and living life. We're going to keep living our life. Even when we come back around, we saw the fair was there. Now, he won't be able to go to the fair because of the fact of him being in his wheelchair and things of that nature. And he also has sensory issues where the light is concerned and the noise and things of that nature. But I'm going to try to figure out how to get me to the fair so that I can have some fun, so I can have some little enjoyment. But y'all keep praying for me, because like I told y'all, I'm no different than any one of y'all. I'm just a woman that loves the Lord, that's trying to motivate people in a dark place. So with that being said, if and so you have not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. I'm trying to get to 20K, y'all, because I know we can do it. I know we can do it in the next few months. And if and so you've not turned your notification bell on, please turn your notification bell on so you'll be notified when I drop my next video. And for all y'all that's out there that is saying that I talk too fast and you can't understand what I'm saying, I'm so sorry, because this is the way God has created me. I've been talking fast all my life. I am 66 years old this month, and there's nothing about that that's going to change. I'm so sorry, because I cannot shrink myself to start acting like I'm slow to make somebody else speed up. I just cannot do it. So therefore, all I can tell you is eat what you can eat, catch what you can catch, and if not, then just be blessed anyhow. Have an amazing day.